Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bell Ringers podcast. I guess I should cut out the British accent. We don't need that yet. Maybe when we get later into the episode, we can get there. But anyhow, Colin Daly, Benjamin Goldstein here, and we have a very, very exciting series coming up between the Phillies and Mets that we are going to have to dive into. Good thing the Phillies plane did not dive into the Atlantic Ocean when they were, en route to Europe. That would have been pretty bad. We're the only divers here today. I'm not sure where that dark joke came from. That was
holy cow.
My play on words kind of spiraled there. I think it would be more appropriate if we had like cups of tea for this.
Yeah, I'm not a tea guy, so I have the
really.
water.
Oh my goodness. So I guess I'll go off my first tangent today. I'm a huge tea guy. I go to this place in Wayne, Pennsylvania, multiple times a year. It's called A Taste of Britain. And it's like a British style, they have a cardboard cutout of King Charles. I take a picture with him. Very cool.
Maybe you should watch the Phillies game there this weekend.
They do not have TVs, unfortunately. It's a very formal place.
So it's very British that they don't.
Have TV. It's like the color schemes and the patterns, and you have like fancy serving where it's very very upscale. You eat like little tiny sandwiches off of plates, and everyone gets their own individual pot of tea. It's very nice.
Okay, so this is like, are the people from London?
Sometimes there are. Like, the people who own it are from London. A lot of the servers aren't. But another thing I was just thinking, Ben, is I should have opened this podcast with, hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bell Ringers podcast. All of our loyalists out there, we appreciate your support because, loyalists, little Revolutionary War joke. I hope someone does something fun with I think there would be some good, like, Boston Tea Party opportunities.
Well, I mean, I think the problem with that, they did it when the Red Sox were there, is they did some Boston Tea Party jokes, but I mean, Philadelphia, New York, it's kind of different because there's no Boston involved.
That's fair. I do feel like that's a pretty it's an historical event that you can like reenact without like it being offensive or violent but yeah, that's a good point. Maybe we could do some Declaration of Independence stuff.
There you go.
That would be fitting.
Make some Declaration of Independence jokes with the.
Maybe we should do like a declaration of the Bell Ringers podcast where we like declare ourselves awesome.
We the people of the Bell Ringers podcast would like you to follow us. But anyway, how about the Phils, Colin?
How about the Phils?
What a homestand.
I'll tell you. Well, we thought they were trending downward, and they definitely proved us wrong, didn't they? Everyone thought they were going to pull off. No, they went 5-1.
Yeah, they had a great homestand, won 2 of 3 against the red-hot Cardinals who were coming in, and then swept the Milwaukee Brewers, who were well above 500 coming in, top of the NL Central. And, I mean, does this a hot team and another good team? Rhys Hoskins came back. That was awesome. We can dive into that a little more.
That was amazing.
I mean, does this shut down the Phillies having a weak schedule because they're beating 2 good teams? Even though it should have never been a thing?
I don't know if I'd call the Cardinals a good team.
A hot team, I'll say.
Well, they were hot. Now they've lost 4 of their last 6. But
you can thank the Phillies for that.
And the Astros, but you're right.
Okay. The Astros stink. They probably cheated.
They very well might have cheated. How crazy would that be if we found out they cheated in 2022? That would be absurd. Like that would be life-changing, Ben. I really do think that.
I doubt it. I don't think
I don't know. Dusty Baker doesn't seem like no, he's not. Dusty Baker is a very, very good guy, I think. I mean, I have no like personal experience with the guy. I'd love to shake his gloved hand, but
his batting gloves.
Yeah, and his toothpick. Toothpick's pretty cool though, I can't lie. I wish I had something as famous as that.
2 takeaways from this homestand for me, Colin. I want to start with the pitching. This rotation is really good.
Lethal.
Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, Ranger Suarez, and Christopher Sanchez. have combined for a 2.34 ERA and 305 and a third innings so far this season. In the National League, Suarez is first in ERA with a 1.7. Wheeler is third with a 2.23. Sanchez is fifth at 2.71. And Nola is sixth with 2.77.
They have been absolutely incredible. I mean, I don't even know where to start. Ranger Suarez, unreal. Absolutely unreal. We've talked about him a ton. Something that I mentioned before is that Aaron Nola has not gotten a lot of credit this season. No one has talked about him. And if this were any other year, all you would hear, Aaron Nola. No, we're not getting that this year because everyone in that rotation is so good. Aaron Nola is being overlooked because of his peers. Just something that I never thought I'd ever say out loud because pitching was a struggle for the Phillies for a really, really long time. You could probably say the same thing about Christopher Sanchez. He's been good all season. His ERA has been in the low threes or high twos for the entirety of 2024. But because of Ranger Suarez and Zach Wheeler, and Zach Wheeler is always going to be a big name who's going to get a lot of attention because he's consistently a top pitcher in baseball. But Sanchez and Nola, they've really flown under the radar. And I think there is a serious chance this continues over the next month. The Phillies could have 4 all-star starting pitchers on the Midsummer Classic. And if they don't have 4 on the team, they have 4 that are all-star caliber.
I mean, they have 4 aces.
Ranger Suarez has to be an all-star. Zach Wheeler has to be an all-star. Aaron Nola?
Should. Sanchez and Nola, they're not going to give the whole pitching. They could give the entire pitching staff of the all-star team to the Phillies in the National League because the bullpen has been great. The Phillies pitching staff is the best in baseball. And
the Yankees are up there, though.
I think the Phillies are better. They have dominant bullpen. They have the best starting rotation in baseball. And the Yankees, I mean, right now, Garrett Cole still hasn't pitched the ball for them yet. So
that's fair.
And you mentioned Nola kind of falling on the radar. I wrote about this after the game on Wednesday. Nola's stats this season, 2.77 ERA in 84 and a third innings with 76 strikeouts and a .97 whip. Those are some of the best numbers he's ever had, and he's completely falling under the radar because of Suarez and Wheeler, who are in the top 3 for Cy Young right now.
I'd say top 2, right? Because Shoto Manga is not going to win Cy Young.
I mean, you can throw Glass now in there.
Okay, that's fair. But I think they're top 2. I really think they're top 2 right now. I mean, those guys are unhittable. Yesterday, Aaron Nola was completely unhittable. Absolutely disgusting. That 2-seamer he had working so well for him. The curve, I love Rhys Hoskins, but Nola made Rhys Hoskins look silly yesterday. Oh man, that was an atrocious swing by Hoskins, but his knuckle curve, it was perfect. I mean, there's I don't know what I know they talked about some mechanical adjustments for the end of last season that Nola made, something with the pointing of his elbow and knee and how they weren't aligned correctly. I don't know how much of an influence that has had on his performance, but if it's that, it is crazy how some really, really tiny adjustments can make such a difference because, like, Aaron Nola just simply was not good last year. He left everything out over the plate. And this year, he's been near perfect. I mean, he's had a couple of rough starts here and there. Everyone's going to have rough starts. We even saw Ranger Suarez, who, I'm pretty sure is inarguably the best pitcher in baseball right now. He's had a couple of rough starts too, but he said like 2 or 3. A couple. I don't know if it's a couple, but he's had 2 at least. But what Nola has done, what Sanchez has done, what all of them have done, has been something that we're going to look back on in a long time and realize that I almost think we're taking this season for granted. Because I've said it for a long time, you have to get pitching. Your World Series winners are consistently the teams that have the best pitching. Pitching and defense wins championships. I mean, the Phillies won this game. swept this series against the Brewers with 7 runs. 7 runs,
Yeah,
and they swept the
I
series.
I wrote about that as well, which kind of feeds into um my other takeaway from the series is that just 2 years ago, the Phillies needed to win games 10-8, 9-6, 8-7 because the defense wasn't there and the pitching wasn't there. Now they have that best pitching staff in baseball. The defense has been incredible. They have 1 error in their last 7 games with great plays throughout that stretch. They can now go out and win a ball game the way they did against the Brewers, 2-0, 2-1, and 3-1.
Right. Last year, Ben, that's a series loss.
Oh,
They're not winning that series. It
they're
might even
getting
be a sweep.
destroyed in that series if they're only scoring 7 runs through 3 games. It's not competition. Think of the beginning of the 2022 season. That the series is over. It's incredible how far this defense has gotten. Bobby Dickerson has done an incredible job with these infielders. So many great plays over the past week and in these 2 series and this bullpen and this starting rotation. It's so much pressure has been taken off this offense. They can just go out there and hit because they know they have protection on the 2 other sides of the game. And that's important.
Have you seen the Bobby Dickerson catch it with your face video?
I don't think so.
Look that up after the pod. That is it's something that I still think about to this day. No, I'm serious. It's a video it was when he was an infield coach for the Baltimore Orioles. Their social media team posted a video of him doing some work with, I believe it was Trey Mancini. Who else? It was Mancini. And it might have been Chris Davis back when he was still playing. And it was, in some of their pitchers, they were doing, I guess, PFPs. And it was his idea of putting your face behind your glove when you're scooping a baseball. So you're like visually seeing where the ball bounces and you're, gaining repetition and seeing how a hop and a distance from you where the ball hits the ground and the speed influences where it's going to, hop onto you. And it's crazy what that man can do with the defense because there's no other infield coach like him in baseball. That is the one area where I'm confident the Phillies are the best at, and that is their infield coach, Bob Dickerson, is incredible. I've been a huge Dickerson fan since before he was on the Phillies. Actually, it's one of my 12U baseball coaches who introduced me to him, and he is incredible.
He's very good. And someone else that's been very good over the past week. The weather's heating up, and so is your guy, Nick Castellanos.
No.
5 hits in June. I know it's only June 6th or 7th, whenever this is going to go up, but I had a walk-off on Tuesday, hit the game-winning homer on Wednesday. I mean, just a different approach. He feels better, looks better. I know you hate Nick Castellanos, Colin, but, I mean, you got to give him credit where credit's due.
No, you're right. I do. He's been really good. He has had some shockingly really, really good swings on outside pitches, which seems to have become his kryptonite the last couple of seasons. And that is about as promising as you're going to get from Nick Castellanos, just seeing him, visualizing that outside pitch and then, adjusting his swing path so that he can actually meet that ball in the right spot and drive it the other way. His walk-off double on, oh boy, you're going to make me rack my brain here. Was that on Tuesday?
Yes.
That was textbook right there. And that's going to be a pop out to the first baseman if he doesn't make the adjustments that he's made. And the reason that this is all he got that because he's been out on the field with Kevin Long, with Rob Thompson and his coaches, hitting BP, working on the swing, and really, really tuning his craft. And that is such an important thing for major league players to do because, they're no experts in their field either. Just like how we're not experts in our field, they still have a lot of stuff they can learn. So you do have to really commend them for that because you're not going to see guys out there 4 hours before a game starts getting in extra BP when, you've got an hour and a half of team BP and then a 3.5 hour game. You just don't see guys that kind of drive anymore, and it's really good to see that the Phillies have an outfielder who's, willing to put that work in.
And he sure has. My final takeaway from this series and this homestand is that the Phillies, some injury things. Will start with Ranger, who was fine. He got smashed in the hand on a line drive right back
scary.
to him. Very scary. We were up in 3:01 watching that. Colin and I sat together. Good to see everybody at that. So great event again for the PSR game at CBP. So Ranger, he's going to pitch in London. He was scheduled to pitch Saturday. He will go. Had a left bone contusion? I'm not exactly. The Phillies got very lucky.
That sounds right, yeah.
The Phillies got very lucky, bottom line. And he felt good playing catch this week, so he's going to go. And then with the few players on the IL, and their two kind of big names, Brandon Marsh, right hamstring strain, suffered that on Sunday night running the bases, and Cody Clemens, which that is retroactive to May 31st, low back spasms. Both to the 10-day, Weston Wilson and David Dahl, brought up from AAA. They had to make room for Dahl on the 40-man, so they put Michael Rucker on the 60-day. It obviously doesn't help losing Marsh and maybe your best bat bench that you've had all year. But, David Dahl's looked good so far. He was great in AAA and hit a homer in his Phillies debut.
Yeah, he did a really good job for the Phillies. Can't really ask for much more from him. And while we're on roster moves, I know we haven't gotten to the London series yet, but something to note is it does look like Nick Nelson, Rafael Marchand, and who I'm blanking. Who was the last one?
Derek Hall.
Yeah, Derek Hall. The three of them will be active in London. It looks like Marchand will be active. Hall and I'm having a bad day. I already said the three names and I can't remember. Hall and
Nick Nelson.
Oh, good God.
Nick Nelson's kind of forgettable. Yeah, so they're on the taxi squad.
Yep, and then Marchand will be essentially a doubleheader they're playing, which it kind of is a doubleheader, right? They're playing a night game followed by like a very early morning game. So
in London, it's the first game's at 6, the second one's at like 3, I think.
Oh, is it 3? Okay, interesting.
Because it's 12. It's at 10:10 and it's 5 hours, so maybe it's like 3. I don't know.
Wait, then what's the game time for?
Game 1 is at 1. Here it's for game 1's at 1 o'clock. Game 2 is at 10 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. I was confused for a second. I was going to say.
Colin's all over the place.
Yeah, I am all over the place.
But yeah, Marsh is a big name to lose. He aggravated his hamstring rounding second a little earlier, and then immediately grabbed his leg. Marsh has been great this so far. 52 games, 265, 344, 426, 770 OPS. He's been great in the outfield.
Yeah, it was eerily similar to the concept of Ronald Acuna Jr.'s injury that he sustained in the exact same way just less than 2 weeks ago. So that was, again, a little eerie there. Does seem that Marsh's injury is a little bit less serious than what we saw in Acuna. I don't think he'll be out for more than, 10, 15, maybe 3 weeks. 10, 15 days, maybe 3 weeks. Whereas it looks like Acuna is going to be out for the remainder of 2020.
Yeah, he'll be out for the rest of the season.
It's really a bummer for him.
Yeah.
He had such a good year last year. He hadn't gotten really a chance to kick off his 2024 season the way we were all expecting him to and the way that we know he would have ended up doing. And it's too bad he didn't get there because we know how special of a player. He is generational talent. This is a really random thought. Do we know has there been any progressions with his younger brother, the one of the Mets? Has he gone anywhere, done anything?
Marsh's younger brother?
No, I'm sorry, Acuna.
Oh, I haven't heard
There's
anything.
A couple of them. There's one on the Mets, and I thought one of them got traded to the Astros.
I think
it was the Astros. I'll get back to the next podcast. We'll have to hold that thought.
I will tell you though, Rob Thompson is at Passyunk Avenue, the bar in London, the Philly bar in London.
I did see that.
He just came.
That was exciting.
Man of the people.
He is a man of the people. He
just did a toast to the 2024 Philadelphia Phillies. On that note, let's get to London, Colin.
Yeah, let's travel there. Let's do it.
We're in London.
All right. It's a little chilly here. I need to go grab my jumper.
Give us your
shoes on.
Give us your London accent.
Hello, my name is Colin. I'm here in the Bell Ringers podcast with Ben. We are looking to talk about the Phillies, and I'm enjoying my red marker right now.
Here's the pitching matchups for this weekend. Saturday, it's going to be Ranger Suarez against Sean Manaea. Sunday, Taijuan Walker against Jose Quintana. Both, game one, very favorable in the Phillies' way. I think the Phillies struggled a little bit with Sean Manaea earlier this season. Game two, Walker versus Quintana. You never know what you're going to get. God bless these London people. They're going to be exposed to some horrible baseball this weekend with Phillies Mets, because Phillies Mets is always something goes down. That's very strange. Explain
to me why Bum Walker is in an international crowd. Like, that just makes me want to poke my eyes out.
I think they asked Hopper about this, and he said he didn't want to shuffle the rotation. So that's why he's pitching. I would have loved to seen Zach Wheeler, but he will pitch on Tuesday in Boston.
On a million and a half days rest, because he knows he's going to hit back.
So that's not going to go well with him. But, it's like a little bit of a break the Phillies got. They got the 2 days off after the Milwaukee series, going to London. Then they have another day off on Sunday when they travel, or on Monday when they travel back from London to Boston. How about that? They go from London to Boston. A little correlation there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I feel like we should get into I'm very excited for our All-Star. Do you have any more London topics? I feel like there's not a ton to talk about. Kind of just.
No, they're playing in London.
Yeah, they are. Which is very cool.
It's a cool opportunity for the.
Neat, right?
It's a good opportunity for the players. Sorry, what were we saying, Colin?
Pre-game performances, right? I don't know who this. I looked at them. I don't know the people. Like, I've never heard of them before.
I don't know, man.
I'm not a good basis for that, though. My pop culture is kind of low. I don't know much.
There were some fun pictures of some reporters posted some fun pictures today. Tom McCarthy was posted some funny pictures. Oh, I want to talk about this. The bats that they're wearing, or the bats that some of them are using.
Oh, these are neat.
Yeah, look at this. So this is some bats. So, if you're not watching on the YouTube and listening, we can try and describe them as best as possible. But, the Fanatic as the guard. Looks like he got like a lumberjack kind of did as a guard. American flag. Double-decker bus on that one. They said London with the bell. I'm not sure what's going on with the one on the left. But, the Fanatic one is Harper's. We know that. They're very cool.
Yeah, what is the one on the left?
It says Philly, London. I don't know.
I think I understand all of them except
this London one in the middle with the call booth has the retired numbers 20 and 15 on the bottom of the bat, which is pretty cool.
Wait, where's the Harper said his bat's the Fanatic crossing the Delaware. Where's that? I
don't see Fanatic crossing the Delaware. I see Fanatic as the guard, unless that's just not shown.
Yeah, that could be from a different company too.
Could be.
So
this is Victus.
Okay. So. Yeah, I don't know where Harper usually buys his bats from. Sure, we could find that somewhere on the interwebs.
I'll look it up right now. And while I'm looking it up, talk to them about SeatGeek.
SeatGeek. You know it, you love it. We talk about it all the time. We have a promo code. You want tickets. It seems like the perfect relationship, Ben, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
Right
they
down
got
here.
London stuff.
Yeah, right down here. Code Philly Sports Report. Gotta hold that S. Put it in your pocket. Only one report, folks. Only one report. You can get $20 off of your first purchase by using this code again. If you're not watching on the YouTube, it is Philly Sports Report. This is not just for the Phillies, folks. Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Union, any sporting event, any concert. If it requires a ticket, check SeatGeek. I bet it's on there.
Oh, they got everything. He
Yeah,
uses
they do.
Victus Sports. He uses Victus Harper, and the King of Prussia. That's where they're
Interesting. Maybe
headquarters.
it's a big reveal. We're waiting for the right time.
Maybe. All right.
Maybe there's an animation that goes with it. It's waiting for that. That'd be cool.
If there's an animation on Bryce Harper's bat, that would be the coolest thing.
I'm an animation of the Fanatic crossing the Delaware. That would be hilarious.
Oh, maybe that would be funny. And then just don't put Mr. and Mrs. Met on there. Mr. Met, a horrible mascot, by the way. It's just a baseball.
Are we creating this together?
Yeah. So we have the All-Star ballot up. We're in phase 1, trying to get our guys to advance. I did one a week earlier this week, and I just voted for all Phillies. But we're gonna do this one neutral. We're gonna be good. So we'll start with the American League. First base is first. Who's your All-Star first baseman from the AL? It's kind of tough because there's nobody that really stands out to me. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, I'm probably gonna just have to, go with the basic option here and pick Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I mean, he's probably been the best.
Yeah, that 295 average, 30 RBIs, 814 OPS. I mean, that to me looks the best. And then the NL, I feel like it's pretty easy.
I agree. It has to be Bryce Harper.
Second base in the AL, I mean, Jose Altuve will always jump out to me.
Yep.
I mean, that's Marcus Semien. Nah. I mean, how about Michael Massey?
I'm a traditionalist. I think Altuve is the pick here.
And then in the NL, good. I mean, that Luis Arias is.
Yeah, I mean, Nico Horner's had a pretty good season. Trying to think of some other guys. Ketel Marte, I think, is probably their leader right now. He's been pretty consistent this year. He's had good results, really dating all the way back to March. He had a crazy hit streak. Third base.
Third base in the AL. I mean, Devers. Royce Lewis has a 2.5 ERA OPS.
He doesn't count. I've been a big Devers fan, so I think I'm probably gonna have to go with.
Man, we are boring in the AL.
I know. I really do like Jordan Westburg though.
National League, we're gonna have to be homers. I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been. I mean, there's nobody really else that I'm looking at that is very impressive. Maybe Ryan McMahon has had a good season. It should be Alec Bohm.
Yeah.
Shortstop, in the AL, Javier Baez has been terrible.
What else is new?
Gunnar Henderson's been great. Jeremy Pena's having a good year.
Gunnar Henderson's electric. Give me Gunnar.
What about Bobby Witt? No.
Now I'm going.
I like Bobby Witt. I think I like
Witt
here, but I mean Gunnar Henderson as well. That Bobby Witt, 317 average, 931 OPS, 46 ribbies.
How many RBI does what's his butt have?
What's his butt?
Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson is 42.
Okay.
So you sticking with Gunnar, or we?
This one's on you, man. Hold on, let me see something here.
I want to go Bobby Witt. With National League, we can flip over. Mookie Betts. That feels very obvious to me. 309, probably the National League MVP at the moment. 906 OPS. Has just been an unstoppable force. What are you thinking in the AL? The shortstop. Two young guys, Henderson or
Oh, Ben. Gunnar Henderson has a higher WAR than Bobby Wood Jr. B-WAR. I'm just saying. Where are we?
You're pulling out B-WAR. I'll go Gunnar Henderson because the catcher in the American League.
Oh.
I mean, I guess
There are
Salvi's
none.
Salvador Perez is again having a good year. Adley Rutschman. Connor Wong's batting .322. Do you want to go Adley Rutschman?
I guess we should, right?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he's got that kind of pop. National
Yeah.
League, I would love to go JT,
Mm.
but I don't think I can. Elias Diaz is having a good year. William
I think it's got to be
Contreras
William Contreras.
has been great. I think I'm gonna go with William Contreras. I think JT should be an all-star.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know. Between Elias Diaz and
it's tough. It's tough. Your American League outfield.
Mitchell's going to crack the All-Star game this year because Will Smith's had a good year too.
Yeah, I mean, it's some of these catches have been good. Your American League outfield. I mean, Judge and Soto, I feel like are my two.
Yeah, that's not really up for debate right now.
If I
In
can
the
find
third,
I mean, Kyle Tucker's 40 RBIs and 979 OPS. Look at Matt Vierling on here.
yeah,
Good for him.
he's had a good year.
Um,
I'm probably gonna go Tucker. I've always
you
been a
on
big
Kyle
Tucker
Tucker?
guy. Yeah, I mean he just
What
has
else?
raw pop. He is. I've always liked Tucker. He's a good player, really good player.
Let's see who else is on here. I think I'm gonna stick with Kyle Tucker. Could be a Philly soon.
No way.
National League. I don't know. Let's see. Scroll all the way to the top. All right, National League. Who were you thinking?
I think this one's on you, Ben.
Nick Castellanos?
No.
The National League outfield is not very good.
It is not. No.
I
I'm trying to rack my brain for names right now.
Teoscar Hernandez.
Teoscar, yeah, I was gonna say he's had a good season.
And Starling Martes have been good. This Jerickson Profar is batting .323 with an .899 OPS.
Yeah, he should be on there.
And we got one more. Tatis, even though I hate him. Christian Yelich has had a good year.
What are Tatis's numbers? I haven't really been following him.
Tatis 277, average 795 OPS.
He's an exciting player. Toss him on there.
All right. I can't vote for him though.
No, you hate him that much?
No. Brandon Marsh.
You could probably justify Marsh here, honestly.
All right, we're throwing Marsh in there. And designated hitter in the American League. I mean, it's between. I don't know. Who do you want? Should we do Brent Rooker just because of the meme from the?
I think so. Seems appropriate.
Just for the meme, or how about Josh Young, 412. Let's just do. You want to just do Jordan 285, 842 OPS?
Yeah.
Right.
You can go to Jordan.
In the National League, I mean, Shohei Ohtani or Marcell Ozuna.
This is a question.
I don't like Ozuna, so we're going Shohei. All right, and here we go.
It's always Shohei. Shohei should win the MVP every year until he retires.
Your American League All-Star, your Bell Ringers American League All-Star team is Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Jose Altuve, Rafael Devers, Gunnar Henderson, Ali Rutschman, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker, and Yordan Alvarez. In the National League, Bryce Harper, Ketel Marte, Alec Bohm, Mookie Betts, William Contreras, Teoscar Hernandez, Brandon Marsh, Jerickson Profar, and Shohei Ohtani. So there you have it. Not a lot of talent.
Yeah,
kind of the average guys.
Pitching's been good this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the outfield in the National League is disappointing. The infield, I think, in the American League lacked a little bit. I feel like we gave out some votes in the American League based on household names.
Well, I mean, that's the All-Star game anyway. So.
That's true. And I don't think we're doing it because we're biased or because we don't know what we're talking about, but there's just been a lot of guys who, if no one's really proved that they deserve to be an All-Star, then I think you have to give the guys who you know are capable the benefit of the doubt, right?
Yeah. All right.
Are you looking forward to the Europe series here?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. It's cool for the players, cool for the fans.
Definitely cool for the fans.
Talked to UK Phillies on the Philly Sports Hour. That'll be live on Saturday. He's very excited. Kind of cool story. Chase Utley, lives in London. Philly should beat the Mets. What do you think with that series? Because we're going to be potting after that series and kind of going over the London thing. What are your thoughts on Big Ben?
I don't know if I have thoughts on Big Ben.
It's a clock.
Exactly. That's my point. Like, does his job. I don't know how. Good for him, I guess. Does it have a gender? Is it definitely a male?
I mean, its name's Ben, so you would have to think.
Him. I mean.
So what do you think in this series?
They're not going to win Walker Quintana, right? So I have to go 1-1.
Here's the Tom McCarthy with Big Ben. There's also a funny picture of Todd Zalecki. I love Todd Zalecki, but this picture probably should not have been posted. Here we go. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here, Todd?
Yeah, it's a little scary looking, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, he's having fun. That's all that counts.
Yeah, it's a cool time. All right. Anything you got before we wrap this up?
I don't think so. So
they're splitting in London?
They're splitting, Ben. What do you think?
Yeah, it sounds about right. I mean, you never know what's going to happen, Phillies, Mets. Just kind of always seems to be that way.
Have you seen the Martin Maldonado thing?
Yes.
I think that's actually kind of funny. How crazy would that be if you got the kitty votes?
Would be interesting.
Oh, yeah, it would.
All right. This has been the Bell Ringers podcast. We're excited for London. We're both tired.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell. Both exhausted. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Go Phils.